Hey guys, Buff and Game back today. We're going to have a video, and today for our weapon conversion series, we're taking the Holger 556 and converted it into the G36c, or compact variant of the G36 with the shorter version of the G36K. So let's go ahead and back out, show you the design, build it up here from scratch, check out how the recoil handles and how it is in the firing range, and then jump into some gameplay and go in some information about the weapon. So backing out, here's our final design for the G36K, or excuse me, G36C. Again, been in a lot of Call of Duties ever since Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original one, COD 4. So go ahead and back out. And we'll build this up from base. So first up, you're going to want the Holger 556. So this one you can get, again, with the armory unlocks. When you unlock that at level 25, just select the challenge, select this gun, and equip the challenge. You need to complete, I believe it's just 3 daily challenges to unlock this weapon, and then you'll have the 556. And you can level it up from there. So starting out at base here, we have our G36 going to the gunsmith. So the first attachment here, and the only main attachment you really need is this short Cross X, the Cross X short barrel. This is going to give you the 8.9-inch barrel. Again, the barrel length isn't labeled in-game, but in real life it's an 8.9-inch barrel, and this is the shortest barrel you have in-game. This is going to give us the pros of a sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and the movement speed, with the cons being bullet velocity and range. So we'll go ahead and select that. Laser option here, going to go ahead and run with the CZ 1 milliwatt PEC just for that nice tan PEC 15. Going to give us the aiming stability. For the optic, again, this is more so personal preference. You can run with any one or maybe even a flip times optic on this. We're going to go with a standard EOTech holographic here. So the Lone Wolf optic, we're going to go ahead and select that for precision sight picture with the 1.5 times magnification. Now, stock options, we're going to leave it the same here. In game, the stock is not the actual stock. It's kind of a weird version of the real stock for the G36C. But you could also, if you wanted to, you can run with the Holger 26 factory stock, which is also a variant that's seen on some of the aftermarket G36s. And you also have this F43 stock, which is also kind of a mix of some things you see also. But we're going to run the base stock just because typically you see this skeletonized type stock on the G36 variants, specifically the C variant. So we're going to run with this one here in-game. But again, you can, personal preference, you can swap that out if you want. Again, there's not an exact replica of the correct butt stock. Now we're going to skip out the rear grip. Magazine options, you have the base 30. You have a 20 round, and then you have a 40 round windowed PMAG on there as well. So we're going to stay with the base 30. And then for the underbarrel attachment here, we are going to run with the old school Ranger foregrip or the Lockwood Precision for recoil control, hip fire spread, and the cons being aim down sight speed. So we'll go ahead and select that. And then ammunition wise, you can pick a 5th attachment here. I just was running, I believe, I was just running hollow point rounds for the heck of it, but you can, again, switch any option. You can put on a muzzle device like a suppressor or anything like that. Now, one thing to note here, there is the actual integral optic here for the G36 in-game. So same as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, we see here the integral optic for the G36, which is going to give you that 1 times magnification, just that red dot. Precision sight picture, con is aim, walking, movement speed. So you do have that. However, that typically was not on. The integral sights were replaced on the G36C, and you had the pick rails for the carrying handle or flat top pick rails with the gap there where the charging handle is for your own flip-out iron sights, obviously, as well as your own optics. So here's the G36C, or the compact version of the G36 here in game. Looking really nice. Now, again, a lot of you guys remember this from the original COD 4, and it's made appearances in several Call of Duties ever since, and you could also make it in Modern Warfare 2019 was the most recent one until here in Modern Warfare 3. Again, coming back as the same name, the Holger 556. So good to see this back. Now we do have multiple different variations of this in the game, as well as different weapon categories as well. So quick look at the weapon. The stock is side folding to the right hand side. So here, this particular stock, it has kind of gaps in the spacing there, but in real life those gaps wouldn't really be there. And when you fold to the side here, the ejection port would still function, and it would go right through the side folded stock. So it would function properly here in game. Doesn't look like that would be the case. But again, they do things for their own reasons to get around, paying for the names of the weapons or whatever the case may be. You have the fully ambidextrous fire control, so the safety fire controls on the left and the right hand side. Here in game, you have what appears to be the bolt release on the left and right hand side, ambidextrous, which in real life, you have the bolt release would be in the trigger guard right behind the magazine well. So it would be there, so you could hit it with your trigger finger for the bolt release. So that's an interesting feature that they changed here, as well as in real life you would have a paddled magazine release, same as like the AK. However, it would be a straight magazine insertion, not a rock and lock like the AK series. So those are some changes here. You also have a fully ambidextrous charging handle here underneath the handguard. That can go to the left or the right hand side to charge it and also act as a forward assist if you lock it in place. So that's our G36C. Really nice weapon. Here we hit, again, the G36C, you typically would see the integrated iron sights or flip-up iron sights, and we have a full-length Picatinny rail. You do have kind of an overlapping pick rail there on the top below the carrying handle handguard, or the carrying handle, and it kind of extends out over the handguard itself, which is something they did in the last Modern Warfare 2019 also. And then you have pick rails 12, 3, 6, and 9 also. And the cool thing here is you have the transparent magazine, which is correct for a G36, and it appears they modeled after the actual G36 magazines. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the feature where you could interlock two magazines together, at least from what it appears to be here in game. So let's go ahead now and we'll jump into the firing range quick. Here's our G36C, or our compact version of the G36. Let's go ahead and see how it handles. So it has an interesting rate of fire. Obviously, this is not the best build for like recoil control or anything. Pretty slow rate of fire. It seems like it's around 600, 650 rounds per minute maybe, which we'll look at when we get out. So let's go ahead and look at the recoil pattern here. Let it rip without controlling. So it's going to go slightly to the left and then vertical to the right. So let's see if we can control it. Basically just want to kind of pull down and to the left a little bit there. So not too bad. Those are all going to be center mass shots. Again, pretty much basically a vertical to the right recoil pattern, which isn't too bad. So that's our G36C, or compact. Let's go ahead and back out really quick. We'll just select an attachment and look at the rate of fire. So 588 rounds per minute. Pretty slow for a G36. And I believe the light machine gun variant here in game also has a faster rate of fire. So I'm sure they did it for balance purposes. But it is cool that you can actually see the rate of fire of the weapon. So 588.2 rounds per minute is what we're sitting here with the G36C. Looking at some of the camos here, the fractal dirt is pretty nice looking. The other one's not so much. This one here is not terrible. And then if you look at zombies, the subterranean is also pretty neat. And this one's not too bad also. So those are your camos. Let's go ahead now and jump into gameplay for this weapon. Again, just playing here. I'm still working. I haven't really even bothered leveling this one up yet because I've been working on other weapons. So we're going to run some bot gameplay here. I'm not sure if the bug still exists in war mode, where it's not showing the kills or deaths or anything like that. So I'll be trying that out when I get some gameplay this weekend for some upcoming weapons for the upcoming conversions. Trying to get more of those in war mode for you guys, or maybe even TDM. But here, just playing a game against bots. Again, just kind of showing it off. We're also running an SL8 as a backup, you'll see. And we're playing on a state, which, interesting map. I ran, I think, against 10 bots, so they're pushing pretty hard in some cases, just getting overwhelmed with fire. But it definitely was fun. It just shows the strength of this weapon as well as the weaknesses, which I believe is kind of the rate of fire for this. So you may be better off building from a G36, the MG36, into a G36K because of the rate of fire increase. So that's something I'll test, and we'll go through that in probably like an all G36 video. So let me know which one you like better, the assault rifle version or the light machine gun version. So I'm leveling the light machine gun one up right now, so I'll give you my take on that when we do some more conversions for that one. So the G36 as a rifle itself was introduced into service into 1997 through present, still in service right now, although it is supposedly going to be replaced. So in 2012, the big thing with this weapon was that it was said to suffer from accuracy problems due to overheating in the handguard and the barrel becoming warped. and it's suffering from accuracy problems. So they were looking for a replacement. However, that's kind of a really big controversy, which I won't get too much into because I'm not the most knowledgeable about it. But however, the issue was during the testing is it only came up after sustained automatic fire over and over and over and over, which is not typical of something you'd see in combat unless you're in very, very high stress situations. So basically, it seems like, from what I've gathered, is that it was almost like a ploy to get a replacement or something, but who really knows? Everyone that's talked about it says they've never had issues with the weapon, and no matter what gun you're using, when you're running fully automatic fire on a weapon, putting multiple magazines through, you're going to get barrel heat. And because of the barrel heat on the G36, because the weapon is mainly made out of polymer, especially the handguard, you were getting like hot handguard, and they were saying it was melting. But you had to run multiple magazines without rest through. I'm not sure if they've actually done a test. I believe they did. I don't remember what the results were. But again, you had to run fully automatic sustained fire through that thing for a long period of time to get any sort of handguard or barrel warp whatsoever, if it even happened to a degree that they're saying. But regardless, it is being replaced. Originally, it was contenders were the H&K 416. You also had the H&K 433, which we had in Modern Warfare 2019 as the Kilo 141. And then you also had the HNL Mark 556. The replacement for this ends up being here, selected in 2022. The G35A1 and the G35K A1 were the winners selected in 2022. No idea when those are going to be rolled out into full service. G36 is still a pretty favored weapon, not only within the German military, but as an export weapon as well. So I'm hesitant to say it'll be fully phased out. We'll have to wait and see. Regardless, it's been in service since 1997, in use in over 40 countries, so not just in Germany, all over the place, and it's a huge export weapon. Designer is Heckler & Koch, excuse me. Design period was 1990 through 1995. The production was 1996 through present. Number of units built, over 260,000 units with multiple different variants. The mass of the weapon, it comes in, depending on the variant, around 8 pounds. The length of the weapon, again, is dependent on the variant. Here we have an 8.9-inch barrel, so it's going to be a more compact version of the weapon overall with that 8.9-inch barrel. The width is going to be 2.5 inches with the height being 12.6 inches. Again, depending on the carrying handle variant that you're looking at with the G36, because there's a couple different iterations where they adjusted the carrying handles, height, and things like that. So here with the G36C, we're going to know some more things that differentiated it from the other versions. Rate of fire in real life is 750 rounds per minute, which is a stark difference from the 588 here that we see in game. Muzzle velocity is 920 meters per second, or 3,018 feet per second, with an effective firing range of 600 meters. The maximum firing range is out to 2,860 meters, or 3,130 yards, with a feed system of 30-round proprietary detachable box magazine, that transparent magazine that we see from HK, as well as a 100-round C-Mag, which you also have here in-game for at least the MG36 version. With optional adapters, it does take Stenag mags also, but again, you would need an optional adapter for that. And then for the sights, the G36C, you had, again, just Picatinny rail with flip-up or built-in iron sights. Other versions of the G36, you had the integrated optics with a 1 to 3 times optic variants as well. So, G36C itself, if we look at that, C standing for compact. Okay, so K is the short version, but C is the compact, which is even shorter than the K with the 8.9-inch barrel. They had to readjust and move the gas block closer to the muzzle because of the reduced length of the weapon overall. And then you also had dual optical sights found on the standard G36, and the K models were replaced, like I said, with the offset rail. With the offset rail mounted detachable iron sights. And consistent with the semi-shrouded front post, and you had obviously the attachment with Picatinny rail full length to attach your optics. So G36 was developed and produced in January 2001 was the G36C, and originally we saw it pop up in Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare COD 4, which I believe was 2007, I want to say, or 2006. I think it was 2007. So I remember playing it within that game. A lot of fun. One of my favorite assault rifles in the game. In that one. So let me know your thoughts down below, what you guys think of this weapon. If you guys enjoy the content, be sure to like the channel, or like the video and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps out those smaller channels like myself. Big shout out to our members on the channel, man named Nobody, Assam V07, PDX Jake, Ram Rapster, K-Dog 350, Aiden Flores, This Justin, FPS Cannon Fodder, and Noodly Boyo. Let me know your thoughts down below. We have all the links down below, Twitch, Discord, all of that good stuff. We'll have more videos coming. Best way to support the channel, there is a join button. However, the best way to support is just like, comment, watch the ads, and share. The best way to do it. Let me know your thoughts down below. G36C. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming, out.